Hello, this is Mark Denham, radio presenter, audio producer, podcaster, and voiceover. Today on the audio journey, I have had a few questions about this, and we're going to look at the speech volume leveler. Very powerful, quite easy to set up, but very exacting as well. What does the speech volume leveler do? Well, it does exactly what it says. It levels out the volume of audio. Very useful if, for example, you're producing a session which has come from different voice artists. They may be at different levels. The speech volume leveler will level them off so they are at the same level. What I've got here is I've got a voiceover I've recorded, which I've then added some noise into. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And you can hear they're all at different levels. This is a test of the speech volume leveler. Now, you probably can't hear that noise, but you can see here, according to the spectral frequency, that there is noise in there. And how can you tell? If I normalize this up, amplitude and compression, normalize to, that'll do, you will be able to... Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? That's horrible, that noise that we've added in. So we'll undo that. And what we're going to do now, this can be done here in the waveform. Amplitude and compression, speech volume leveler can be done here. But what we'll do is we're going to take it into a multi-track session. So we'll start a new one, which is number 200. And again, I'm not naming it because I'm not saving it. And what we'll do is we'll take that in, and we're not going to produce any processing to this other than the speech volume leveler. So speech volume leveler, there it is. Now what this will do, let's just have a listen here. If we turn off the speech volume leveler for a moment, look at the VU meter for the peak. This is a test of the speech volume leveler. So that's peaking around -12, an average of around -12. If we turn on the speech volume leveler, this is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And what we'll do is we will copy it down just to this track without, and we'll have a listen without the speech volume leveler by muting that off at the quiet bit. So we've got... This is a test of the speech volume leveler. Between -12 and 9. Your volume all the same. No between 18 and 12 and above 9. So what you'll see is that with the speech volume leveler on, this is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. It's pretty much now a uniform level. And that is showing you exactly what this can do. However, if you've got noise, this is a test of the... That's not too bad because we haven't set the speech volume leveler up too harshly. But what you can do here is if you drag up this, or drag down the target dynamic range. So that's saying we want it as level as possible and allow the leveling amount to go right up here. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. So now we have pulled up the leveling amount. That's how much Adobe Audition is allowed to play with the levels to make it level. Target dynamic range 30. We're saying that's as low as we want. If we go up here, then we're allowing more dynamic range in the audio. We'll go down here and listen. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And now, there's the downside. That's the same audio. This is a test of clean and with the noise introduced. That's the problem with the speech volume leveler. It's very powerful, but it is very exacting. So if you do have noise in that audio, and there is noise in the second, let's see, no matter how loud you speak. This is a test of... You can hear that it then does horrendously pick up that noise as well. One way you can deal with that, of course, is by recording without the noise. That would be the best way to do it because your object is to always get the best quality recording to start with that you can. If you can't do that, for some reason, maybe you can't, what we'll do is we'll just take this little section here of the audio. We'll go into the amplitude statistics window. We'll scan the selection. -71.4. So you cannot hear that normally. You can't hear it. Can't hear it. But what we can do now is if we go into back to the multi-track session and we can go in here, amplitude and compression, dynamics, and we'll put on a gate at -70, and that should trap out all that noise. And because we've put that in the chain, before we've got to the speech volume leveler in the chain, processes 1, processes 2, you shouldn't hear the noise, no matter how loud you speak. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. Obviously, your aim is to try and get number 1, where we didn't need the dynamics at all. Turn it off. This is a test of the speech volume. Let's mix it down now. What we'll do is we'll get rid of this one just to delete any confusion. Mix this down to the entire session, and that is with it off, and you can see what we've sucked up here. That's not good at all. That's what we've sucked up by using the speech volume leveler on the, here's the clean audio. This is a test of the speech volume leveler. Clean audio, not clean audio, and you can see the noise that we've picked up. So please remember the importance of recording your audio clean when you actually do anything like this. Record your audio as absolutely clean as possible. This one, I do believe you will see when we mix it down here, is recoverable, and the two of them now look pretty much the same. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And you can see that's quite a uniform level. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. One thing I will say about getting your audio as good as you can when you start, if you look here, fairly clean. At the end of this, fairly clean. Look at the spectral frequency, speech volume leveler, then no noise. Look here, still noise. So you can see here that there is a little bit of noise in there, probably not perceivable to the human ear, but there is definitely still noise in there. And if we just take that, and what I'll do is I'll take that. Now you can't hear anything in there, but let's have a little look. There is noise. Look, minus 58. There is definitely noise in there. And if we were to go in again and normalize that up, you will see that that noise springs up. And there it is, which makes, there it is. So that's we fixed it to a degree, but it's not perfect. You can see here the importance of getting your audio right. If you look just in the waveform, you can't see much difference. But if you look here in the spectral frequency, you can see that there is a slight difference. The other reason for the speech volume leveler, we'll delete that one now because we don't need it, and we'll drag in Untitled 5 and Untitled 6. These are both, you can see here, at different levels. Let me turn off the processing for now. You can see here they're both at different levels. This is Simon, this is Fazana, who recorded the sweepers for Atom Radio.
Atom Radio.
That's quite loud, minus 3.
Atom Radio.
That's also peaking at minus 3, but you can hear Simon's is already quite compressed.
Atom Radio.
And is basically minus 3 all the way along, whereas Fazana's
Atom Radio
does drop off as well. Now, what we could do here, for example, what I'm going to do to make this even more dramatic.
Atom Radio.
There's Fazana's. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit more, just to show you what the speech volume leveler can actually do if you're working with multi-voiceover artists in a session and they are recorded at different levels.
Atom Radio.
Atom Radio.
There you go. Now, if we turn on the speech volume leveler, what we'll do first is we'll mix it down without the speech volume leveler, mix down entire session, so you can see that's with no processing. Simon's has been limited when it's been recorded. You can see that at minus 3.
Atom Radio.
And Fazana's is different.
Atom Radio.
So there they are. Now, if we go in and we use that speech volume leveler again, we'll turn it back on. Not going to worry about the dynamics this time because they're both quite clean to start with. Entire session, and you can see
Atom Radio.
They are now much more similar.
Atom Radio.
Because we've used that speech volume leveler. But again, at the end of Fazana's,
Atom Radio,
there's noise. So the speech volume leveler there is noise. Now, the speech volume leveler is very exacting in what it does. It can produce some great results. But you have to have good quality audio to start with. So if we go here and look now at the end of Fazana's,
Atom Radio,
you can hear that noise. What can we do about that? Well, if we reduce the limiting amount, maybe even just by 20% to 80, do we get rid of that noise?
Atom Radio.
No, we don't. Let's reduce it to 50 in the middle.
Atom Radio.
Still there. Again, now let's reduce it right the way down, 25. See whether we get rid of it now.
Atom radio.
No. What we really should do, I suppose, is go in and edit that out. If we boost up this to the target dynamic range of 80...
Atom radio.
You can hear it's still there, but it's much less now. But the leveling effect now, because we've changed this, let's have a little mix down here of this now. You can see that is what we've mixed down with the latest settings compared with that before. And you can see that there's not much change to Simon because Simon's already quite loud. But if you have a look at Fazana before, when we had it on maximum, much, much greater waveform there compared to there. And that is the difference. What I would guess that would be your best option here would be...
Atom radio.
Would be to find out what that noise actually is. And there it is there. If we get rid of that, and that again, let's have a little listen now. We got rid of it? Have we? I mean, you could go in here and be quite granular by getting rid of... Maybe just deleting that. I know it's using a multi-track session. That's fine. Now, if we go back into that multi-track session now, we're going to get this horrible warning. Don't worry about that. Dismiss it. It's fine. Let's have a listen.
Atom radio.
Still there slightly. It does need more work on it. But you can see the concept of the fact that it has more or less leveled up those two voiceovers that without any form of leveling are very, very different. Simon with a fairly consistent, I would imagine hard limited at the time of recording, minus 3 dB. You can see that there because this is just straight line. It's all straight line.
Atom radio.
And Fazana is not hard limited.
Atom radio.
But does have that annoying noise at the end. Once we add on the maximum leveler, Simon does get a little bit of a boost.
Atom radio.
And you can see that there's a bit of a click there as well. Bit of a click, and Fazana with that bang at the end.
Atom radio.
So the volume is better matched once you add the speech volume leveler. These are less harsh settings on the speech volume leveler. You can see less similarity in the volume. But as I did say originally, when you do this, if you mix it down, okay, look at this noise here that's been introduced because we had noise in the audio. All starting off with this fairly similar recording, but noise in that second copy of it. So I've done one recording, I've then copied it, pasted a bit of noise in just to show you what can happen. And you can see here, all the same, no matter how loud you speak. That's just unpleasant and unusable. But we did manage to mostly recover it by using a noise gate. If you do want to use the speech volume leveler, then please, please, please ensure that your audio is as good as it can be when you record it in. One other thing on the speech volume leveler, on the settings, which I'll just show you here in the waveform, amplitude and compression, speech volume leveler. There are different presets in here. I've set some up as well. Strong, medium, soft, careful. There are some different presets in there. Be aware of what you're recording. If you're doing speech volume leveler for radio imaging, you can go quite harsh as long as you have clean audio to start with. We've established that already. You can go quite harsh. If you're using the speech volume leveler because you're, say, mixing down a podcast where there's you and maybe a couple of guests, and perhaps you've all recorded your own locally rather than, maybe you've recorded it over Skype or whatever, and you've all recorded your own locally, sent it to one person to edit, and they're all at slightly different levels, use the speech volume leveler. But please, if you are setting it up for a podcast, allow a lot of dynamic range. Do not go too heavy on the leveling amount. Leveling amount is how much Adobe Audition can play with the levels to try and get it as level as possible. So if you go to 100%, you're giving it full permission to do whatever it needs within, the bounds of acceptability to produce audio that's of a consistent level all the way along. If you take down the dynamic range, you're saying, I don't really care about, the difference between the quiet bits and the loud bits. I want it just one level. That'd be fine if you're producing radio imaging. But if you're going for a podcast, you want to be far, far more relaxed and you want as much dynamic range as you can in that audio. And let's just have a little look. If we go back to the original here, what I want to do is I want to delete these two just for one more time. I'm going to take in my example. Where is my example? We'll take that in and let's just shorten it down just so we are mixing down the minimum of what we want. And we'll get rid of the second one that has the noise in because we don't want that. I'm just going to show you very, very quickly here the difference between what you would do, say, for imaging and for podcasting by putting the speech volume leveler on both of these tracks now. And I'm going to put speech volume leveler, amplitude and compression, speech volume leveler. I'm going to go 25% and I'm going to go 80 on the dynamic range for this one. This one would be more a podcast type setting. And this one is, let's crank it up and crank that down if you were doing imaging, both with the same target loudness. We'll mix this down very quickly and you can see here the difference. No matter how loud you speak. This is a test of the speech volume leveler. You can see here, what I want to do actually is because I put this so close, it's hard to show the difference, but I'm just going to mix it down one more time. Here it is. This is with it set really, really harshly. And what I will do actually, just for comparison's sake as well, if I go into the original, I want to take the original here, copy that in, and then we'll go down to that final mix down of Untitled 7. Right, okay, original. You can see here, they all look very, very different. This is the original, what it started with. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. So I've gone quiet, I've gone loud, and you can see there is dynamic range in that audio. With the speech volume leveler set on maximum leveling amount and minimum dynamic range, you get this. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And it does exactly what it says. It levels your audio. But if you were producing a podcast and that's a half-hour listen, it's too intense. For a podcast, there hasn't been that much difference here, but it is a little bit leveled up. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. And it's about a compromise, a happy medium, what you are prepared to produce here on this podcast one. Maybe you're happy to say, do you know what? Let it level up to 50%, but keep the dynamic range. Maybe you're going to say, give it 75%. But keep the dynamic range. And again, we'll do one more mix down now. I'll tell you what I will do, right? Just to mix this down and be all entirely fair, I'm going to copy that to there, and then I'm going to move these two along. Now you've got track 3 here, which has no processing, maximum processing, podcast processing. And as I say, it is about your own personal preference. We'll create a mix down, and you can see there that by changing that, we have now got a very different waveform to this, but still not as intense as the middle one. So the speech volume leveler then, very powerful. Most important, if you are going to use the speech volume leveler, it will level everything. So if there is noise in your audio, that's going to get pulled up too, and that would just be unacceptable. Make sure that when you are recording, get your audio right at source. I've shown you we can fix it to a degree by using the noise gate, but still some noise gets through. Let's have a listen to what we've done today on the speech volume leveler. And before we do that, please remember, check out the entire series. Starts right at the beginning, choosing your recording space, picking your recording equipment, choosing software. We've then started on the actual theory of how to record, how to produce, and different effects that you can use. The whole series is on markdenham.com. If you have any questions, there's a contact tab on markdenham.com. If you have any specific questions to this and you're watching on YouTube, stick it down below as a comment and I will get back to you for definite. And of course, as always, if I can be of any help to you, recording voiceovers, producing podcasts, doing DJ drops or anything like that, all the details are on the website at markdenham.com. Have fun with the speech volume leveler. Get your audio right at source and off you go. Set it up to your preference. Remember, not too hard for a podcast. If you're doing imaging, you can go a lot harder. Just have fun and produce something amazing. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak. This is a test of the speech volume leveler, which makes your volume all the same, no matter how loud you speak.